Well, first and foremost, thanks for everybody being here today. I could not be more excited to think about year two. Wow, year one was awesome, so let's make year two even more special. I want to give a big shout out, obviously, to men's basketball too. I want to wish them good luck. Obviously, they're going to set the tone for us at the hump, and we'll follow. But for as far as my team, we could not be more excited about opening up. Me as a coach, I'm really excited to find out what kind of team I have. We're honored with the news that we're getting across the country with the top 25 ranking, but like I've informed my team, that those rankings are for last year's success and also the potential that this team has. But we got to make sure we do our part because definitely our fans are currently doing theirs. To think out the lower bowl for season tickets have already been sold out is the reason I took this job because women's basketball matters and there's nothing better than hump magic. So we got to make sure on opening day that we do our part, that the fans who have spent their money, that we play hard night in and night out, and most importantly play for the name on the front of the jersey and not the name on the back. And if we do that, I like our chances this year. It's going to be a great journey and let's have some fun. So with that, let's take some questions.
Coach, we talked a few weeks ago to you about the new faces that you have and all that, and you've spent a lot of time with them the last few weeks. Obviously, do you feel like some roles are starting to kind of come to the surface for the group, and people are starting to figure out what their role is going to be this year?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think some new roles are occurring, but I will say this: we need some games really quick because there's nothing better than live opportunities. I have a gauge with what's happened. We've had 2 closed exhibitions, so I've got a little taste. I've challenged my team in some areas because, as you can imagine, we've talked about some great individuals, but I'm all about putting a great team together. So who's willing to take on roles that they didn't have at their previous school? What newbies can come in and handle the bright lights? And then what of our returners who have that DNA about them can step up in year 2 and provide that same magic they did in year 1? And the only way to those questions is we'll find out when the lights turn on.
Jack?
I just want to know, going into the season, how much of an idea do you have of what your rotations want to look like, and can that change, game to game based on matchups and things like that?
Yeah, I'm definitely, right now on opening day, that's what we're working on this week. Chemistry is a big thing for me, as you can imagine, with so many newbies. Obviously, we have 5 returners, but 7 newcomers. So I was committed to this week trying to establish some chemistry with about a 10-person rotation. But I told each one of my young women that's not set in stone. But we are at a point right now with our opening day around the corner that I've got to get some chemistry down with all these new pieces so we can look good on opening day.
In these exhibitions, Coach, have you noticed anything early on that this team needs to improve on out of the gate?
Oh yeah, we better be 4 quarters. I'll tell you that. As excited as our fan base is and as excited as I am, we've got moments of ooh-wee. Okay, I mean, we can put up points fast, but we also have some moments of ooh-wee, we ain't playing defense. Okay, so we better figure it out really quick that if you want to win, you better be able to play 4 quarters, because the people that we're playing on this year's schedule, some of these schools might not sound like big-time names, but those who know the women's game, they're winners, all right? And they're winning programs with a winning culture. So we got to make sure we show up night in and night out to give ourselves a chance to win.
Coach, you mentioned Hump Magic and you're open. The building's going to look a little bit different this winter. How excited are you about those renovations, and what are the fans in for when they come in next week?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I'm going to answer it for me. I mean, you think back, I'm going on year 2. I don't know the hump without a fence. I'm serious. If you remember, obviously the season ended, 2 years prior. I get named the coach, but I didn't come until after that Final Four run in Louisville, where men and women's basketball season was done. So there was a fence around it. So I've never seen nothing else. So when they took that fence down this week, I'm probably like every other fan, because baseball's facility is one of the best in the country. And when you pull up off the street, it is absolutely beautiful. So the commitment by the university to match that look, even the paint, and the brick and the windows. It just gives an awesome feel, especially as it's the entryway to the university. So when the general public, a fan or a possible student, that's their first image of Mississippi State, and I'm glad it has to be the Hump. So I know our fans are excited. I want to give a special thank you to them, because I know last year I really begged that, hey, we'll find a door, we'll find a gate, we'll find some way to open it up, just work with us, because I knew parking was an issue. So hearing the people as I go to dinner, and we joked about this, Robbie, the people honking at me and rolling down the windows, telling me good luck. They also told me thanks for the new parking spot. So yeah, we're all excited together.
You talked a bit about the schedule you all have in a non-conference here. What'd you learn from year one of kind of building a schedule? How did you kind of use that into building this year's schedule? What do you like about it?
Yeah. So it's hard with I'm gonna be honest. In college landscape, we got one more year of COVID. All right, so scheduling is the $1 million question, because what everybody has to understand, we have to do it so early. So when I got here, it was undone. I knew we needed success, so I put opponents on there that we had to get the program back in order to get to the NCAA tournament, which we did. But to your question, I learned you barely got in. And I don't know about you all, but I don't like barely getting in. All right, my goals for this year and our team is obviously have the talent, so they need to be tested. And if we handle the test, my goal is to be a host for the first or second round. Because in women's basketball, like I educate everybody, it's different than men's basketball. There is no neutral site. And it's a huge advantage if you're able to host at home. It doesn't guarantee that you'll make the Sweet 16, but your chances are a lot better. So that's what we're going to do here in year two. But with that, I've told my young women that first 10-game stretch, we are going to get tested, and we got to bring it, and it starts on opening night.
Yeah, you have so many older players on this team, even the new players, but you got a good freshman class as well. I mean, what's your anticipation for that group getting in there and helping you this year in year one?
Yeah, I mean, there were a reason they were top 16 recruiting class in the country. They can flat out play. I'm going to give a big shout out, starting with Miracle. Miracle, like I've joked, is a miracle. All right, she really is. She just has a work ethic about her and a dog mentality that she is the perfect fit for Mississippi State. I've never seen a young woman just think that every ball's coming off the rim and she can find a way to get it. Our fans can expect her to make the big-time hustle plays, the loose 50-50, and then most importantly, offensive putbacks. And then Jasmine, wow, strong. For our fans, when they see her in a jersey, they're going to think that's a freshman. I mean, her body looks like a sophomore, so credit to her high school and her program where she comes from. And then Nia, like we all know, is a top 50 freshman in the country. I think she's got the hardest path when you look at all my freshmen, because you look at her big sisters who are in front of her. Jessica Carter, 5th year. Erin Barnum, 5th year. Romani Parker, senior. And then you go Nia, freshman. Where at least Jazz and Miracle have, sophomores, a little climbing class above where it's not such a big drop. So for Nia to handle that with grace, because you can imagine as a freshman coming in, and then you feeling like, man, am I that far behind? No, I'm just happen to play two of the best post players in the league. So I got to raise my game and raise my bar, and she's really done a great job of that.
Anything else for Coach?
What's kind of your thoughts on your first game?
Well, I'm just pumped, right? I hope we don't run out of the hump. I mean, here's the thing. We haven't practiced in there but like 2 times, right? Obviously, the administration and the university has done a great job getting it ready. The pictures are out, so it's going to be beautiful. So we're just now getting in there. So my kids, we're like Christmas right now. We're in there shooting, and we're just excited to be on that court, because you got to imagine there were some sacrifices during this construction. My kids were displaced from the locker room. We had to practice in the practice facility, so shout out to our facilities that we have in the SEC, because you could imagine it had been really tough if we didn't have a practice facility. So for us to have the main court and the practice facility and get down, I know our kids are going to be excited, and most importantly, that's why they came here, to see fans. And answer your question earlier, I'm excited to see how we handle it, because they came here for a reason. It's to play for the best fans in women's basketball.